I understand that the blood quantum requirement for elected officials limits the number of Muscogee Creek citizens that can actually hold tribal office. The issue may very well be, why can't tribal citizenship be the qualifier for the elected offices instead of the citizenship requirement, which is based on the Muscogee Creek Nation lineal descendants of those Muscogee Creek Indians by blood, whose names appear on the final Dawes Rolls of 1906. In the United States, citizenship is not the only requirement for elected offices. The United States eligibility requirement for the United States President, for example, is you must be a natural-born citizen of the United States, a requirement that was designed to control federal government, to control foreign government interferences. For elected purposes in the Muscogee Creek Nation, I believe that this was designed, the 1/4 blood quantum was designed to promote our tribal cultural habits, our tribal cultural history, our tribal cultural values for preservation and continuance of our great nation that is founded on U.S. treaties and congressional acts. So do I support removing the blood quantum requirement for Muscogee Creek Nation? No.
I believe in the future it will be necessary as our Muscogee blood will be thinning, but at the time, no, I do not support removing the blood quantum.
To provide a better understanding of Muscogee Creek Nation investments, I would propose legislation that requires a redesign of the Muscogee Creek Nation Financial Investment Report into an organized format that identifies generated revenue and investments with details of projects completed, present, ongoing, and proposed. To improve transparency, said legislation would require a mail-out to Muscogee Creek Nation citizens with an annual announcement in the tribal newspaper.
I know that the financial transparency is available through the Controller's Office, but I believe that also for citizens that want to view the financial transparency of investments, it would be nice for them to be much clearer and easy for people to understand that don't deal with financial issues.
Do you have a plan to increase communication with at-large citizens? Yes, I would initiate legislation that supports improved online communication for at-large citizens. Examples of this would be the software capabilities, improvement of the software capabilities for electronic filing of applications for the Muscogee Creek Nation program services with links to attached documents, and for the applicant to view the approved status and expected delivery dates.
I think the way to increase communication with at-large citizens is to make sure people realize how many different medias there are out there, as like the newspaper, social media. We could also try push notifications, text alerts, just any way to let everyone know what's going on in the nation.
Yes. In 2015, Muscogee Creek Nation Tribal Council passed legislation that created an independent editorial board for the Muscogee News. Since this legislation was passed in November 2018 to repeal the 2015 law, I would support legislation that allows a vote by the Muscogee Creek Nation citizens on this controversial issue. A house divided against itself cannot stand.
I believe once it does go through the proper channels allowing citizens to vote on any constitutional amendment, yes, that should be done.
The Muscogee Creek Nation Constitution bases its citizenship on lineal descendants of the Muscogee Creek Indians by blood. I believe admittance into the Muscogee Creek Nation is open to any freedman who can document this descendants by Indian blood.
My position on admittance of freedmen descendants would be no, and that is according to the Constitution. That is in accordance with the Constitution.